Greetings from the Longbox, my children. Today we discuss xxxHolic. What's that, you ask? Are we talking about something a little more raunchy today? Oh, but that's not it at all. After all, you are my children.
xxxHolic is a manga series all about spirits and ghosts. The title is misleading because the thing is that the three X's are not actually pronounced when you say the name. It's simply called holic. The X's are to represent a variable, like alcoholic or the like, primarily because the series often deals with people suffering from addictions of one sort or another. The manga is about young high schooler Watanuki, who is having some trouble because spirits keep talking to him, disturbing him, flirting with him. He wants it all to go away. However, fate has other plans in store for the young boy as he wanders into a shop owned by Yuko. She promises him to get rid of the spirits haunting him as long as he becomes her part-time employee at the shop. It is admittedly not a series that is about horror. It does venture into the supernatural, and around here we like that a lot, even if it's not always scary.
Hell, remember that yesterday we talked about an evil bulldozer that came to life and tried to murder people?
However, since we need something to compete with Uzumaki for the spot of spine-tingling terror in manga, there is a horror story to be shared in Volume 2 of Holic. Watanuki has a crush on a girl named Himawari and a rivalry with a boy named Domeki. Domeki is your standard emotionally blank manga or anime boy who never expresses joy in any capacity, and yet for some reason that is appealing to women. Go figure. Anyway, Yuko suggests a group date to try to get Watanuki to loosen up around Himawari, hosting a 100 ghost story night at the temple where Domeki lives. The group all gathers there in their kimonos and set up candles as they tell their ghost stories. The first is Himawari's, and it is my favorite, my children. Normally, I do not like to spoil this stuff for you, but it is too good not to share. She tells the story of a hotel that was once a mansion. The way the rooms on the 3rd floor were laid out, there should have been a 6th room, but every time they counted, there were only 5. The people staying in the 5th room, however, keep hearing scratching sounds on the walls. They listen each night and invite the other guests to hear it as well. They all heard the same and keep complaining about the sounds to the hotel management. Eventually, they called in a contractor and discovered that the hallway leading to the 6th room has been sealed over. They break through the wall and find the 6th door. The door had no knob to open it. Wooden planks had been nailed over it, and the edges had caulking to seal the edge. They bust down the door to find out what was inside. And on the walls, written in red letters over and over and over, "Father, let me out."
My children, we have seen some terrifying things so far in this month. From the undead to Lovecraftian monstrosities and even hell itself. But that is the story that frightens me a little.
According to the translation and cultural notes in the back of the manga, the annual festival of celebrating one's ancestors in Japan, Oban, takes place in the summer, so it is usually the time for ghost stories. I bring this up because I feel this story, despite taking place in a different season than this one we are in now, perfectly encapsulates the glorious feeling of this season. Sitting down with friends and telling tales to frighten one another, be it a campfire or a temple with a corpse in the other room.
Holic, well, not a manga specifically about horror, still delves into the same realms of spirits and the dead that horror often partners with. Give it a read, my children, and glance into places where the living do not tread.